Today we're going to talk about the power of functioning under a non-negotiable frequency. Before we talk about the power of functioning under a non-negotiable frequency, I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to select the like button when you finish watching this video. The power of functioning under a non-negotiable frequency. The frequency in which you function under, the anointing in which you function under, the way you move and the way you transmit in your life is predicated and is dictated by several factors. You see, the frequency in which you're moving under is dictated by your level of confidence. Your level of confidence is dictated by your understanding of why you're here, why your creator placed you here, and realizing the purpose why you're here. Your level of realizing that purpose why you're here is dictated by your level of faith. You see, as that faith grows, and as the faith grows within you, your level of confidence increases. And as the level of confidence increases, the frequency, the way you carry yourself, moves in proportion to that. You see, so what you'll find happening is that as you build yourself, as you grow yourself, as you mature, and as your level of confidence increases, how you carry yourself in public should be the same way that you carry yourself when you're doing business. You see, a lot of times what people do, they dress up for business, they dress up for work, whether they're working in sales, whether they're speakers, whether they're doing all of these different things in their lives, and they dress up for them. But what happens, their level of confidence, the frequency in which they're functioning on is very low. So they look like they're functioning on a very high frequency, or they look like they're very reputable people. But what happens within them, they're weak. Their foundation is weak. Their understanding of who they are is weak. So because of that understanding is weak, it literally attracts those kind of things into their lives. What you'll find happening is that as you start functioning at the right frequency, and you start functioning at that frequency consistently, everywhere you go, you'll find that people start gravitating to you that functions at that same frequency. Like attracts like. And that's what happens there. When your faith increases and that anointing increases on your life, the same faith, the same anointing that you have on your life, that you stand behind a pulpit or you deliver a speech or all of that, is the same thing you need to take to the boardroom. It's the same thing you need to be using when you're in the middle of Walmart. It's the same thing you need to be using when you're in your garage being a mechanic. It's the same thing you need to be using when you're a salesman. The same thing you need to be using when you're selling cars. The same thing you need to be using when you're on a yacht or on a boat on the lake, visiting with other people and associating with other people. It's the same thing you need to be using when you are out eating. What happens, people want a blessed life, and they want the results in their lives, but they're wishy-washy. You know, they hang around with the wrong friends. You hang around with subpar people. The frequency in which you transmit when you're having fun is not the same frequency that you transmit when you're doing business. And what happened, it goes like this. It's out of sync. But what you want to do, you want to be moving in the same frequency. When people see you out and about, they should see you as the same person they see when they see you in the boardroom. Imagine a billionaire walking down the street, the same level of stature, the same level of energy, the same level of understanding that flows from them in the boardroom is the same level of understanding that flows for them when they're walking down the sidewalk. It's the same level of understanding that flows from them when they are sitting in a coffee shop. And that's the same way you need to be. So as you grow yourself, and as you grow your faith, and as you grow your self-confidence, and you believe in yourself, that belief starts emanating out of you. That belief starts flowing out of you. And as that belief starts flowing out of you, and that as you start functioning at that faith level, and that faith level starts growing, what happens is that you start attracting more like-minded things into your life, more like-minded people, more like-minded situations. Your sales starts going up if you're a salesperson. salesperson, because what happened, people start gravitating over to you. You're not somebody just trying to sell somebody to make a quick buck. You're somebody that has non-negotiable principles, non-negotiable things that you function on. You function on honesty. You function in integrity. You function on somebody that keeps their word. You are as powerful as your word. I always tell people that. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, because I am as powerful as my word. Sometimes people will say things and they never do it, and they think it's no big deal. No, you're as powerful as your word. If you can't keep your word, then you ain't worth your salt. You see? So your words that you speak to others should transmit that level of understanding, that level of frequency that you are functioning on. And if you transmit that, then people start gravitating to you. Because people see you as being loyal. People see you as somebody that they could trust. People see you as somebody that has their vested interest. When you function on a non-negotiable frequency, then you always look at circumstances as a win-win for everybody. If you're selling something, you don't just want the other person to buy what you're selling, but then you want to make sure that they know that they're being served, that they get the product that they want, whether it be a car, whether it be working in a bank, or you're an accountant, or whatever you're doing. You'll see whatever product that you're delivering to the customer, you want to make sure, even if you're making a commission off of it, that the customer is being served as well. If everybody walks from the table and feel like a winner, that's the outcome that you want. If you go buy a car, you don't want to cause that salesperson to lower down his price in such a way that that he doesn't make any money. You see, you don't want that, because what happened, you want to win and you want him to win too. By the way, he still needs to feed his family. So you see, you have to think about all of that. So as you move and you function in the right frequency, under a non-negotiable frequency, you'll realize the same person that you see in the middle of a Walmart is the same person that you'll see in the boardroom. It's the same person that you'll meet making a deposit at the bank. It's the same person that you will meet whenever you're on a sea-doo traveling down the lake. It's the same person that will be across from you when you're sitting down eating at a restaurant. If you have that same level of non-negotiable frequency moving, then what happens, you will find that even when you're sitting and eating, you will be drawing in blessings to yourself. Even when you're on the boat, you will be drawing in blessings into yourself. Even when you're standing in the middle of Walmart, you'll be drawing blessings into yourself. Because what people will see you as somebody that functions on that level of frequency, somebody that functions with honesty, somebody that functions with integrity, somebody that's the same whether they're at work or away from work. It's not some thug over here and then this executive over here. There's a duplicitous nature there. You see, you have to rise to the occasion and realize that the person that your creator have created you to be. Realize the purposes that are on your life. And as you realize those purposes that are on your life and you move with those purposes, then you grow. And as you grow, the frequencies in your life start amplified. And as it amplifies, it attracts like-minded people into your life. Never lower your standards to fit or to be cool with anybody. Too many times what people do, they sacrifice the future them for the present passions. You lower your standards so you could be with a cool group. Don't worry about the cool group. Grow you. Grow you. And as you grow you and as you build you, what you'll find happening is that there always will be people that will say, come up here. The air is a little finer up here. There's more oxygen up here. There are people that will build you. There are people that will propel you forward. And you will move with confidence. You will move with grace. You will move with love. Too many times in our society, what we are almost like a tuning fork moving at 512 hertz and a tuning fork moving at 400 hertz. Frequency is measured in the units of hertz. If you tap that tuning fork moving at 512 hertz and look at the tuning fork moving at 400 hertz, nothing happens. But if you get two tuning forks that move at 440 hertz and you set them side by side and you tap one of them, you automatically, without even doing anything to the other one, because of the frequencies that are transmitted in the air, you automatically see the vibration. The other one starts vibrating. He will move an object, move a ball or something resting next to it. He'll move that object. Why? Because they're moving in the same frequency. And that's what you want to do. You want to be hanging with people who move the same frequency as you. You want to be doing business with people who move in the same frequency as you. People who are moving forward, people who are growing, people who are aspiring to be things. If you want to get somewhere, you can never reach the level of the 1%ers or level of success if you're not moving in a constant, non-negotiable frequency. So I want you to go out there and learn the power of operating or functioning under a non-negotiable frequency, a frequency or principles that are non-negotiable. And you stick with it. So go out there and have an awesome growth day. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. When you finish hitting the subscribe button, don't forget to select the bell, because by selecting the bell, it gives you the wonderful opportunity to be notified whenever I add a new video. God bless you, and go out there and have an awesome growth day.